The theme of the lecture was regional integration on international relations, how they are in Africa, especially with ECOWAS. And then I showed that regional grouping will give regional integration leverage in negotiation, both economically and politically on the international scene. And for developing countries such as ours, it is a good thing because taken individually, they do not have the negotiation power to make their voice heard on the international scene.
The 15 ECOWAS countries have decided jointly to address some of the agricultural challenges or to promote agricultural development and food security at the regional level. So for them, operating jointly or having some joint policies is a way to promote agricultural development. And so by creating a common market for agricultural goods, you can address some of the food security challenges.
Our countries are mostly agricultural countries, and it's the most important sector of the economy in most of the countries. So it is only fitting that in the negotiation we always put the emphasis on the agricultural sector. But it's not only that. In the negotiation with the World Trade Organization, for instance, what was the big problem? It was agriculture. What I gave as an example right now, like other, organizations. They are non-state organizations. They are becoming more and more our partners, and we are taking over from the countries to negotiate for them. It's important. If you don't get in a grouping, you will not attract investment, for instance, from those big firms, because they like where there is regulation, there's rules set up, and they like also big market, sizable market. And for that, we are aligned with them in their theory of conquering the world.
In Europe we're 28 now, but in West Africa they're 15, which is also quite a bit. And I think the example is the common external tariff that they have just agreed on recently, which has taken years for them, for all countries to agree on the different tariffs and the different tariff bands. So that's one challenge that he mentioned.
Well, the challenges of regional integration is that, the states want everything and they don't want to relinquish very often their sovereignty and their power. That makes negotiations sometimes tougher, but overall we always find a solution to it. I think integration is not overnight thing, but sooner or later, as we go along, we'll be having more and more power, to represent the countries.
Another challenge that he also mentioned is the actual implementation. Countries applying that and reflecting it in their national laws, etc. That is not always happening, and also I think for the Commissioner and his colleagues a challenge of having member states actually implementing what they have agreed at regional level.
The problem is that, if you look at the world today, everybody is protecting his agriculture. Europe is subsidizing. The Americans have the farm bill. You will never tell these people to take that out. And if you look at the countries that are emerging today, they've also found a way of getting something back to their farmers. How about us? We cannot leave our farmers without any, I'm not saying that we should subsidize the farming even though we don't need it. But when the need arises, we should do something about it.
What I found interesting in this discussion is just that it was so diversified, and it also shows that there's a lot of elements to regional integration. There's a lot of different types of cooperation and cooperation in different areas. The discussion, I think, it just showed sort of the richness and the different dimensions of regional integration, which I thought was very interesting.
The prospect for ECOWAS is bright. To me, ECOWAS is the next giant that can emerge from the world. If we play our roles very well, if the countries reaffirm the regional body as the negotiation platform that they have, as the channel through which they will do most of their programs and projects, and then for the future of the region.
We were comparing it to Europe, where there is quite some Euroscepticism, and according to him we can maybe there will be West African skeptics in the long run, but currently generally people believe in the West African project. I hope he's right.